just checking on some things quickly, just as far as settings are concerned. And I will get the ball rolling in just a minute or two, I think. If all goes well. Okay, we'll say that's good enough. Anyways, I apologize, this is a little bit of an impromptu stream. I don't really have a schedule as such yet. That's something that I am working the ins and outs on as we speak. I'm hoping to make this a bit more frequent. Part of it does depend on how well my computer decides to run. So you can probably expect more Ballistic NG streams. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. And hopefully tomorrow, later tomorrow, I'll be able to do a Driver Syndicate stream, which you can look forward to. But anyway, big ups to the people watching now, and big ups to the people that'll check this out later as the archive, if and when they do decide to get around to doing that. The last stream cut a bit short. My computer just decided to die on me, so I brought it back from the dead to play Art of Rally again. Excuse me. And hopefully we'll be able to show the rest of the showcase and actually get around to the challenges that I wanted to do last stream. You'll see what I mean in just a bit. So let me just get around to minimizing some of this. Everything looks okay. But now we gotta get around to actually doing it. So, I think we looked at all of the Group 2 to Group 4 cars, if I'm not mistaken. So now, that leaves us with just Group B and Group S cars. So if I remember correctly, this one is the... Yeah, this one's also an Icarus one. We'll run it in the clean variant, but well, I suppose we could do it with the number on the side and the logos. It just looks better clean, though. Okay. We'll run it clean. Now, for those of us who didn't see last stream, Desi, who I'm not going to try to pronounce the full name, because I'm going to butcher it for the millionth time, and I don't want to make him pull all of his hair out watching my streams. But he does make fantastic skins for this game. You can check him out on Race Department. If you put in probably any name for any Wipeout team, Harimau, 5-star, whatever, his will probably be the first to come up. Amazing work. I love supporting his work, and I do encourage you to check him out if you haven't already, of course. Alright, let's have a go then. Just like on the Meanie, I think it... Well, again, it's more of those thematically correct things, of course, because Icarus is a British race team. in the Wipeout universe, but it does work out for the big Metro itself. I can't think of any other skins that would really work for it anyway. So, it definitely fits. I haven't used the Metro in a good minute, as you can see. I don't usually run Group B. Can't watch too long, gonna fall asleep here. Looks fun. Oh, shit. Viper, what's up, dude? Let's do a bit of a clutch kick. I think it also aesthetically fits the car in general. Yeah, look at that. Coloring on it's just phenomenal. Thinking about it now, though, if there was another race team that would work with it, maybe Kyrex? Maybe a Kyrex 4R6, but I don't know. I think this fits it best. I am biased to 5-star, though. If I had it... if it were up to me, all the cars would have 5-star variants. But Desi is overworked as it is. I'm not going to plug him from that. It doesn't make sense. Besides, the ones that are currently available for these cars are perfect anyway. Go fast. I'm trying to. You can't quite go all that flat out in Group B cars in the rain. If you want to see me go fast in a thunderstorm, right? Check out my Ballistic NG archive on the channel. That is where you get to see some real nutty shit. It actually wasn't all that nutty, but it, given that I hadn't played in a long time, it gave me a bit of a headache. I'm doing a terrible job on this track, but that's basically what that one looks like. Last stream, I ended up doing more hot lapping than actual showcasing, so let's fix that today. And then move on to the challenges a lot faster. Try to, anyway. Not all of them are thematically correct, technically speaking, like the Kyrex one for the brick, but what can you do? And it worked out anyway. They all work. You'll see what I mean. Actually, you know, let's go to Sardinia. Should we go to Sardinia? Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do the 502. It's going to be a 5-star one? Assegai. Okay. Also kind of makes sense. And also the... Well, I think it even looks even better and clean, but... You know what? Usually I prefer just the... like this type of version or the clean version, but I think it actually looks even better with the rally variant. Let's give that a go. Also a car that I haven't used in a very long time. So Turbird's 1 stone and all that. It was a World Rally Champion car. And I can see why it's a leaderboard champion car in this game as well. Very nice. Reminds me of the Hama V3 in some ways. Except just not as potent as far as engine power is concerned, but it's definitely doing it. This thing's very nice to drive. Which is funny, because if this was group, I was going to say group rally, dirt rally, I would be genuinely terrified of using it. I always preferred the 6R4 in this game. Well, actually, I say terrified. That is partially true. But I think I'd be more pissed off than anything else, because the turbo lag on this thing, right, is just immense. That's not too much of a problem in this game. Let's get a closer look at this skin right quick. Yeah, look at that. That's another thing that's really nice about this update too, is it just makes the textures that much nicer. I'm happy that I got these in the higher quality format as well. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at that. It fits it really well too. Very well done, Desi. Very well done. Cut through this way a bit. Again, we're not really trying to beat PBs. At least not right now. More or less just demonstrating kinetic art. Both from the car itself and the livery that's attached to it. Beautiful, beautiful designs. Oh, it's a cut. I forgot about that. Yeah. Right back there, huh? Note to self, don't do it again. Glowing brakes. Yeah, we're 20 seconds off our best time. That's not surprising. I think next one up is the Hammer V1, right? If I'm not mistaken. Ooh, excuse me. That was gross. Okay, let's go to, yeah, do the reverse. I was right, the V1, it's going to be a 5-star one, right? No, it's the Harimau one. I'm embarrassing myself. I should know this, because I think it was it this version? No, I think it was this one. I had this car as my wallpaper for a long time. Just going down the hill, I think it was on Japan. So let's do it justice. Let's do it in the full fat Valley skin. All three variants look really nice. It's hard to say which of the three I like the most, to be honest. Yeah, look at that. It just looks so fucking good. Definitely one of my my favorites of the ones he's done, particularly for the Group B cars. But even just in general, compared to some of the other ones he's done. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. Ooh, I'm not doing too brilliant well. I'm definitely not doing phenomenal myself. I'm doing god-awful. Let's get it together, huh? Bit of rain drifting there. That's where we're about after all. This actually could be a nice PR photo. Harimau past the wind tunnels? Or not the wind tunnels. Yeah, that's definitely what they're called, the wind farm. Because Harimau were all about peace on Earth and stuff, and bringing about endangered species, so... let's get rid of pollutants while we're at it. To be honest, I don't think that's the best photo of it. Maybe this angle. I think that'll work. It's about the same. Just a tad cleaner. I'm trying to go off a rule of thirds. Keep it in third. She slides nice though. Oh, she slides very nice. She slides better than the 502, that's for sure. Oops. so good. With the amount of sliding I do in this game, maybe I should do an absolute drift stream soon. Because that's where drifting actually makes you competitive. Whereas drifting in this game, not so much, but that's not gonna stop me. We're definitely off pace. That's fine. A bit of a jump drift there. Is it the time gate? That is the time gate. Can we slide into it? Just about. Cross the line. And we're actually faster than I thought I was. I mean, still slower than my PB, but... whatever. Proves it can do it, though. I think if I actually tried to hot lap that course, which I won't right now, even in that car, I could probably beat my personal best. I just gotta tone down the drifting a bit, which is easier said than done in my case. I can't help myself. Actually, let's try it again in the V2. Is this a 5-star one? Goteki 45 again, right. Which one of these do I want to use? Should I use the rally one for this too? I quite like this one though. I don't know. God, they're all good. Because for the excuse me, for the Das VIP, I preferred it in this version, right? I think for this car, it actually looks alright with the stickers blasted all over it. And where's the Angry Man at? Where's the Designers Republic Angry Man at? He's in there somewhere, I'm sure. Let's do this. Because otherwise we're going to be gawping at it for like a half hour. I know for a fact this thing likes to slide. It slides very well. Whoops. I say that as I wreck. Let's recover that. Turning lemons into lemonade. Just because you crashed doesn't mean you can't do a J-turn and drift out of it. Remember that. Pro tip. Also surprisingly effective on actual leaderboard runs. If you too mess up. If you can time your shifts right, you can still recover and beat your personal best, if not somebody else's. Oh, shit. I keep forgetting that the cuts are definitely further in than I remember. It's probably always been like that, I just have dog shit memory. Which is good in my case for the demonstration of the showcase, because before this I kind of had an idea as to what was what. But now it's like I'm looking at them for the first time. So it's as fun for me as it is for you guys. Look at that slide, huh? Can we do it for this bit? Keep it in second. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's stable. She's stable. Despite the livery, it's not as mental as you might think. Whoa, there we are. If you want to get into range drifting in Group B, use this thing. Not only would it sound fantastic to boot, and you'll also get this skin as an option, but very stable, very forgiving for where it is. I think the V3 is more forgiving, to be honest, just overall for rain runs, but just want to slide around as your priority. This is it for sure. There we go. Gotta do it backwards. Style points are important. We were faster in the V1. Goes to show how well, we did crash. That would be part of it. Came back. Oh, good, good. Goes to show how slow my load times are as well. This is AG Sys. Nice. Lancia Delta S4. We'll run it in this version. I don't think the race version really works with it. Well, I mean, it does, but what I mean is I think that the cleaner version is more my speed, personally. Yeah, let's give this a go. Power band on this thing is really easy to use. Which makes it conducive for slides, of course. Very good looking skin as well. Oops. It means you get to style on the weaves as well, since AG Sys is not Italian. But that doesn't mean it doesn't fit the cars. It very much does. Nice. It's not as slidey as I'd like. But it can kind of do it. See, if we didn't have the supercharger kicking in, I wouldn't probably be able to do that in third gear. Whoops. Beautiful. I take back what I said. It definitely does it. I just don't think you can get quite as much angle out of it, I guess. You can in instances like that, but you lose a lot of speed. I mean, you lose a lot of speed anyway. You wouldn't want to do this for proper runs. In comparison to something like the Hammer V2, doesn't seem to be quite as conducive. We are faster. So I think we were, what? We weren't crashing into a little monkey. Had we not wrecked and got that penalty for recovery, we'd be faster than we were with the V2. Probably not faster than my PB though. Again, that's not what this is about. Not today. I gotta get my priorities straight for once. I'm still gonna be drifting though. That's not gonna stop. I'll be damned if I do. Or don't, I suppose. The Kazi SR2. It's gonna be Oricom, right? Yep. Again, it works. It really does work. Clean variant, probably the best one. Let's race the Oricom way. I don't think I particularly like the way this thing handled. This thing was fast. Gives me a reason to try it out. Yeah, it feels a tad heavy, which I mean is true to reality, I suppose. The RS200 definitely was compared to its contemporaries. It wasn't Citroen VX heavy, but it was a bit heavy set. Despite that, it became a fucking rallycross champion car, though. So. Rough with the smooth. Check something right quick. Okay, cool. Whoops. It recovers decently. Not as good as some of the other cars, though. It's just, I don't know. It's a nice big pile of alright. The skin fits it perfectly, though. It definitely is spot on for this car. It's just a shame I won't be using it much. This car is definitely not my speed. It doesn't really get up to speed in the first place. Not in the same way the other cars do. Maybe that's just me, but at least it feels that way. Close one. Little wall tap there. Reverse entry. Oh. See it bogged down. It bogged down. That's because I mistook it for the Delta S4. I thought I could just run it in like second gear out of there. Obviously you can't. This is a straight turbo car. With a turbocharger the size of a dustbin lid. Which still probably is an understatement. Oh Christ, that's a tree. Definitely the slowest of the run so far. Shoutouts to Desi's home country, man. Across the line. So if I'm not mistaken, Jesus, we were literally 20 seconds off. So if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at the SR71 next. Should be it. Whew, excuse me. It's late. Yep. And this one is Triakis. Yeah, that's right. What I love about this one is it's got some details that you'll appreciate too. I'll run on this variant. You'll see what I mean in just a second. Maybe you would have picked it up on the turntable there. Just what I'm on about. I will point out exactly what I'm talking about. see how well we can do through this segment, though. Speaking for the car's performance, though I don't use it much, what I like about it is it basically feels like the turbo brick, just with 110 more horsepower to work with. So it can get you into trouble faster, but sometimes out of trouble faster too. But anyway, just to get on what I was talking about, or I was going to point out anyways, if you look closely at the update's done a really good job of the texture work, doing well done. And the team and Fun Selector, of course. If you look closely at the gray, not the silver, not the main bodywork paint, but if you look at the actual gray color scheme, you'll see it sort of represents perhaps another familiar shape. If you look closely, if you can kind of make it out, you'll see that it very much looks like the Triacus ship from Wipeout Pure. And that sort of attention to detail, and keep in mind, this this particular texture, UV thing, whatever it's called, for the SR-71, is really difficult to work with. Like, some of it doesn't actually appear on the car at all. It just may as well be an empty black hole space. So he's been able to get all this detail on there, whilst getting around the flawed UV. He's got an eye for this sort of thing. And speaking of eyes, I pointed this out to him before, but that's clearly a face. It's like, oh, what are you looking at? I know what he was trying to do there. I was just being a meanie about it. Because it just makes the SR-71 look so sad. But I think it is kind of a neat touch, because if you look at the ship and then the back lines just above the brake lights where they're supposed to be, it sort of would look like the positions where the air brakes or something would be. So, I mean, it makes sense from that perspective. Very comfy car to drive, by the way. The one I mostly use for Group B runs. Very nice to use. Whoops. Very stable car. As befits a Triacus product, I suppose. Stability is the name of the game. And tankiness. Whoops. Triacus was... were they Australian? I think? They were an Australian company, weren't they? So it is definitely thematically correct to some extent. Off our PB by a lot. Just all over the place. So faster than with some of the other cars, though. Surprising. What's after this one? Is it the 037? I don't even remember. Let's have a look here. It's the B7. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is definitely one of his favorite cars. And this is a... if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a Tigron one? I was right. thanks to Desi, I've actually learned how to use this thing a lot. And I can totally see why he loves using it. It's very nice to use. Very cool car in general, but... Should we do it in the rally one? Let's do it in the rally one. She slides so good, too. You can actually use this thing competitively, as he has. He's got this thing into, like, the top 3 on some of the rain stages. Which is really, really impressive. Whoops. The trick with it is, at least from what I've been told, is to drive it a lot more casually than you might expect. And not reach red line like I do all the time. So the wheels spin a lot more and you lose traction and you flip and flop around a lot. Whoops. Like that, see? Basically what I'm doing right now you don't want to do. Don't copy my driving style. Of course. Thing sounds amazing too, doesn't it? That was a nice slide. Oh, can we keep it? Can we keep it in it? Oh. If I went down a gear, I would have been able to save it. But that might have been our best yet. Or that one. It's hard to say. The way this thing just changes direction is unbelievable. You can see why, in real life, if you look at Group B footage of this thing in competition, why most of the time it seems like they're either spinning out or going backwards through sections. I think statistically, if you added up all the races these things did in Group B, more time was spent jumping off the track completely. More time was spent either going sideways on gravel or backwards doing a 180 through a junction. In fact, maybe even more so than most cars that competed in Group B. I would not be surprised. As you can see, I'm very rusty, so at least with this car. So I can't quite make use of anything that he's really taught me. Okay, what's next on the menu then? The V3, of course. Fisar. Yep. And I think I've demonstrated both these versions before, so we're going to do the full fat rally variant, which looks really, really good on this one. Again, one of those things where it's both thematically correct, but also aesthetically on point. Definitely one of my favorites. future really is Euro. Oops. Definitely one of my favorite cars in the Group B class as well. Very, very potent. Just an absolute weapon of a car. It just looks so cool while doing it. Function and form together. It's a shame it never raced competitively in real life. Because Audi bosses are stubborn assholes. Whoops. I keep doing that. Oh well. Together, man. I'm all over the track. Not enough opposite lock in the beauty shot, but doesn't make it any less cool. Texture rework is such a big plus for this game. Makes these already really nice looking skins even nicer. That was the smoothest drift through there by far in any of the cars. Target fixation. Nice. That was so cool, the game got confused. Didn't know what the hell was going on. Also, I've just realized we're up to 57 subs. I should have checked earlier. That's my bad. Big ups to all of you. I think I might do a... I don't really do subscriber specials, otherwise I would have done one by now, but I think I'll make an exception this time, because this is a pretty big milestone. I'll do something for 60 subs. If we can hit that, I'll think of something. Promise. We'll switch courses as well. This, if I'm not mistaken, actually is his favorite, and this is the Piranha one. So it makes sense that he wants to do this car justice. So as will we. This is his favorite Group B car in the game. And, I'm inclined to agree. At least for the, at least aesthetically, I think it might be definitely the prettiest of them. I prefer the SR-71 and the V3 are more for competitive runs, but this thing is so good. Supercharged, 480 horsepower, so even more than the SR-71 does, and it's got looks to boot. So, Desi, I'll try to do this thing justice, alright? No promises. Let's have a go. Just sparkles of life in this lighting. So good, so good, so good. Pretty good for slides. Whoops. I'm having an easier time with this one than I do with the B7. That's driver error more than anything else. What an absolute weapon. I don't think we beat our PB though, did we? Yeah. Fortunately not. But this thing is capable of doing it. And it looks really good to boot. Look at that. The 037 is rain drifting approved. I do recommend it. Why not try doing that for yourself? It'll do it. It won't snap on you as much as the B7 does. It would help if you get a better controller though, unlike me. Maybe then it wouldn't be as bad for myself, but we'll see. So I think we've gone through almost all the Group B cars. Moving on to Group S after this. I think it's, yeah, just these. So, the Cavallo. Van Uber. Oh, yes, I remember now. Again, really, really fits this car. So cool. It's worth mentioning as well. I think, I don't know if he intended it to be that way, but it also kind of represents the, it's a very similar shape to the Van Uber ship from Fusion. Works so well. Very cool car as well, even just in regular guys. But, my god. Should we run it clean? Are they the same? What's different? Oh yeah, I see it doesn't say Van Uber. Let's run on this one. Handling for this thing was pretty nice, if I remember correctly. God, it looks so good. I love the cheese grater diffuser on the back of this thing too. What a cool looking machine. As was the Vancouver ships, so I guess it works out. And once this thing gets up and goes, it's not bad, but it does kind of slide around a bit too much, even for me. Probably helps if you're not target fixated. Clean. Whoops. a bit too clean. Forgot about that. Whoops. Just bounce off the rock, no problem. This thing is potent. It's just hard to keep in a straight line as such, but once you can handle it, she ducks and moves. It's very much a point and squirt kind of car, even more so than maybe the 4 or 6. Close one. Good. Whoops. Definitely a lot of throttle management is required for this thing. Whoops. Just cut through there. Good safari rally practice. God knows I'm going to be doing a lot of that. I wonder what rain runs are going to be like for Kenya, to be honest. It just occurred to me now. Oh shit, I didn't mean the game to wing out there. I think we're down to, is it 2 more cars to go for Group B? I think I'm right on that. We're about to see. The Sank B. Kyrex, yeah. This I remember. I think 5-star would work with this one too, because it worked really well with the... Excuse me, it worked really well with the Group 4 one, but... I'm not complaining, because looking at it now, this works really well too. We'll run it in this version. Do a bogan proud. Absolutely. Shouts to Davo's Adventure Time. Big ups. We're doing a lot of fucking slots. Just spin him up, Kevin. How's about that, huh? Do a bogan proud. Some more of this. You got it. Ask and ye shall receive. This thing is a very Larry machine. Which is good for me. I'm into that sort of thing. It recovers quite nicely too. It's got the power to do it. Shoutouts to Davo's Adventures, by the way. Cool story and hates more VL content. Not a thing in this game yet, but hopefully you will be adding a Ford Falcon into Group 2, which should be exciting. Shoutouts to Davo's Adventure Time, by the way. He does Australian road trip videos. Really good stuff. He's going to be uploading more, probably from the farm. Whoops. Am I actually stuck on the gate? No, I'm not. No. And he runs around in the northern part in a Nissan Patrol, which is really cool. And a, is it a DRZ on the back? I can't remember. He's got a little, Thumper dual sport with him. Because of course, that's what you do. That's the time gate there, yep. Down a second. Bounce through. That leaves us one more car for Group B before we move on to Group S. And then once we're done with Group S, well, I should begin the proper little, well, I guess we'll call it, not so much a challenge series, but just some personal challenges I wanted to have a go at. To prove some people wrong. To beat the naysayers who say it cannot be done. But that'll be for a bit later. Hopefully we'll get around to it today. So if I'm not mistaken, the last one is the Uber Speed Van, yep. With different wheels, now I remember. I guess that was part of the texture update, I don't know. And we're gonna run the Harimau. Which actually looks quite nice on this, I must say. It's a goofy skin, but it's a goofy car. So it only makes sense. We'll run it in this spec. It makes it look more like a service vehicle. DR0 YZ250. Depending on mood, I say. Everybody's always in a YZ250 mood. I know I am. Most people would be in a YZ350 or 450 mood, but unfortunately those people are probably dead. Yeah, in a ditch somewhere. After crashing their Widowmaker dirt bikes. Pretending to be Ricky Carmichael or something. This thing slides really fucking good. It's surprisingly stable. Given this thing is so top heavy. Whoa. Imagine if we beat the PB in this thing. I reckon it could be done. CR500 in the shed now as well, nice. I was actually looking at YZs a little while back. Maybe I should take a look at deals again. There was a guy selling a big wheel, a Yamaha big wheel, a little while ago. But he wanted a bit too much for it. Oh, we almost beat our time. We were 6 seconds off in a fucking van. Which is pretty good. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll add that to the list of challenges later. Just mostly wanted to show what the Harimau one looked like. So that means we're off to Group S. Maybe we'll change tracks as well, who knows. We'll be starting off with the Eibenhammer, which I think is going to be a Pfizer one. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's do Group S. Did I even do? Yeah, I never even did this track in Group S. Again, just for latecomers to the stream, part of the goal for today's stream was, and still is, until we get through all the Group S cars anyway, was to show off all the amazing skins that were done by Desi. He's on Race Department. If you check out basically any of the Wipeout skins, it's probably him who's doing it. And we're moving on to the Group S ones he's done now. He's still working on the Group A ones. As far as I know, I don't know what teams they'll be. I'm just going through the ones that are in the big ass folder that he gave me, which I may or may not have forgotten to update. Now that I think about it, but that's okay. We'll run it in the rally variant because, of course, I think it looks the best. At least for the Eibenhammer. I wouldn't for the V3 personally, but I only showcased it earlier just to show what it looks like in that version. This thing needs a lot more love than it gets. This thing actually is surprisingly competitive. Despite appearances. As far as I understand, people usually use like the T-22 and shit. Whoops. Not that that's a bad thing. The T-22 is competitive for a reason. It's very nice to use, but I think this thing should be a much closer competitor than it actually is being used as. A lot of people forget about it, is what it seems like. The way this thing just ducks and turns and just accelerates is amazing. It gets you out of trouble real nice too. Like say like this. Just shrug it off. It's like driving a Group A car in that way. I mean, the track may as well be a suggestion at that point. The future is zero. There's the time gate. Whoops. And across the line. That puts us 30%. Given that we were mostly sliding, I suppose it's not too bad. Given the Eibenhammer some representation. Ooh, that's some good tea. Get a cup on you. The Rotary S7. What's this one? Gateki 45. Fitting skin. This thing is a pretty mental car. I'll run it in the full rally skin. This thing is nutty. And generally preferred for leaderboards. I would have loved to have been in the engineers meeting at Mazda when it came to proposing this. What do we got currently on the market? Well, our current RX-7. You mean the heaviest one we've produced thus far? Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. Go on. We're thinking of converting it for rally purposes. Like with our previous RX-7. Okay, go on. We see we gotta offset the weight with the power of a 3-rotor engine. We don't really have such a thing. Well, we'll work on it. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll have all-wheel drive as well, somehow. This thing. Drifts nicely, too. Will we beat the Eibenheimer time, though? Maybe? Looks like it. By about 4 seconds. Not bad. That puts us all the way up to 10%, just like that. Sliding effectively is what makes you fast. Not just sliding around a lot. What's after this one? I can't remember. I think it's the T-22. You can tell I don't run these specs too often. The Yumi Bozu. Totally not an MR2. Oh, look at that. Again, doesn't have to be thematically correct. It can just look cool. It does. Wow. Yeah, racing the Oricom way. Yeah, we're definitely running it in the clean version. Though the rally variant looks fucking awesome, too. Let's give this a go. Again, one of the more preferred Group S leaderboard cars. Understandably why, this thing is just really comfy to use. It'll do what you ask of it when you need it to. And it won't give you much hassle at all. And again, it'll look really fucking cool doing it. Half these kids these days don't know where an apex is. Definitely true. I'd be surprised if it's above half. Probably below half. Going for it. It doesn't drift as much as the other cars do. I mean, saying that, I did a really long one earlier, but this one's less about that. The other cars, you can use those to make a lap fun. This was designed to make a lap fast. And I can respect the hell out of that. Let alone faint driving or inertia drift. Very true. Though I think that is coming back slowly into common parlance. Doesn't mean they know where it is, though, of course. I think this will be a slower time. Yeah, we mucked around a bit too much towards the last few sections, so we're off by about 2 seconds. But we did race the Oricom way, and that's what's important. We'll try one more car out, and then I'm going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll finish looking at the other Group S cars. And then once we're done with that, we'll move on to my little challenge series, and then close out the night with that. so the plan goes anyway. Hopefully we'll have time for all of it. It's mostly hard drive speed dependent as well. The E1. It's going to be AG systems, isn't it? Piranha. Ooh. Damn. We'll run it in this version. I can't remember the way this one drove. Feels nice so far. He says as he 180s it. Again. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Nice. It'll do it. That's the first time I've done that, I think. 2 180s in a row. Successfully, too. Usually by the time that happens, I've spawned, lost so much time, it's not even worth continuing. Is this just pure turbo? There's no supercharger on this one, huh? Explains the power band, I suppose. Whoops. 3 in a row. The 180 Spin King. Ladies and gentlemen, the E1. And those jump trucks pretty good too. I definitely prefer the S4 over this though, just power band wise. I mean, this thing is potent, sure, but like, I don't get the same level of leeway. If that thing had more power, I'd definitely use it over this, but obviously you can't quite do that. Looks really nice in that skin though. Real nice. I hope Davo actually gets around to doing other car videos as well. His road trip stuff's great, but he's got experience with driving old-timey Skylines and shit like that. Well, I say old-timey, they're from the mid-late 90s, but I'd love to see his take on it. Alright, so when we come back, we'll go with this thing. Let's set ourselves up first, though. That's a guy. Thanks. We're running the clean one. I think it looks better. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, we're back. Let me put my headphones over here. Perfect. Okay. Let's give this a go. Whoa. Bit of frame rate issues there. Let's restart that. It handles like the 502 with more power, unsurprisingly. Which means this thing's still pretty comfy to drive. But you can get yourself into trouble faster. But if you're good, better lap times. I guess we're about to see how well we do now. Fucked up a bit there. I think we can recover, make up for lost time. Maybe not. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, no, we're not gonna beat it. Maybe. Whew. I think we're just a few milliseconds off. No, we definitely beat it, but not by a whole lot. So that was close. Very small margin for error. Once you do fudge up, but it's nice to use. Okay, what's next then? The E2. AG Systems. It makes it look like a candy bar, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I like it too much. Again, it doesn't mean you're styling on the leaves, so bonus points for that, but... Let's run the rally variant. It's like a creamsicle or something. Have I driven? I think I have for a little bit. Very cool looking car by itself, both in real life and in this game. Italian's just no style, what can I say? Makes more power than the Ivanhammer does, so hopefully that'll make a bit of a difference. Just in the straight sections. Even if it's just flavor text. It definitely feels like it makes more power than the Ivanhammer does, so can't be too flavor textish. Probably the nicest looking of the Group S cars. I mean, saying that, I do love the, the MR2. This thing is just so fucking retro-futuristic, it's nuts. It's a shame we can't have car designs like this now. Like, I think if there was a, ECV2 sold today, people would reciprocate it. It would not look out of date. It would still find a way to look contemporary. Did we do it? Oh, no, just behind. Just behind. Pretty sure. No? Okay, we shaved a few milliseconds off. Apparently that was our fastest one to date. Okay. Let's see how well we do in the Super Boss then. Icarus. Makes sense. Flying high. The FX 400 series. I think I prefer it in this version. Though it looks really, really cool as a rally car skin too, though. I think if I remember correctly, this thing has a big tendency to understeer. Felt a bit heavy. That was my first impressions of it. Maybe that's changed since. Ducks and moves good. Potent. Stable. I'm liking it so far. Doesn't want to slide around too much, so just won't then. Ooh. Oh shit. Why'd I have to cut the course there? I thought we were gonna do a nice flying lap on this thing. Oh well. Yeah, definitely the slowest run for Group S so far. Which is a shame, but I am coming around on this thing. I don't hate it like when I first used it. I guess I just didn't understand the way this thing drove. It's nice though. It definitely looks the part. I'm always a fan of Opel Cadets. Yeah, we're way off the pace. That leaves us with the T22, if I'm not mistaken. Which, I was worried that, well, while he was developing it, or considering developing skins for it, that he wouldn't do a Kyrex one. I'm happy to say that Desi has proved me wrong, and actually has done a Kyrex one. But I haven't had a good look at it until now, so I'm actually quite curious as to what that will look like. So it'll be my first time as well as yours. How are we doing the leaderboard overall? 14 seconds? We'll come back to that later date. Maybe even later on. Yeah, look at this. Looks menacing from the front, too. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we'll run it in the full rally spec. Well done, Desi. Not only have you proved me wrong, you proved you could make this thing look even more menacing than it already is. What an absurd machine. two big spoilers is fine. Two. Haven't used it in a long while though. Oh, she accelerates. Almost accidentally cut the track again. This thing does not like to drift. I can tell this is a very serious business car. So we'll do a very serious business lap. I think it's only fair. Introducing the MiG-29 of cars. Purpose-built, purposeful, no nonsense. That's definitely faster. We definitely beat our PB in the process. Wow. Jeez, we must be like 10 seconds off or something. How far are we off? It's only 12. Okay. 13, I guess. Damn, that thing ducks and moves, though. Love it. Love it. Desi, you've just put the sprinkles on the ice cream cake there for that one, too. It looks the part, and it drives the part. As good as the other ones were, I think that might be the best one for Group S. But anyway, that covers the Group S cars, and that covers the last of these skins that I wanted to showcase for that. We still have some time left to do some challenges. Now these are kind of set up for myself. I didn't really, nobody really forced this upon me. I just wanted to do things that other people said couldn't be done. One of which is this, which I think we'll have some time for. We're going to be doing trucks in the rain. But more to that, though. We're going to be proving that military equipment can slide. And still put down a decent lap. Because rain drifting's my thing. How about some truck rain drifting as well? Just sliding a Kamaz. No big deal. The cool thing about it is, while you're sliding, you can still stay in the power. Just keep it pinned. Require a bit more focus than other cars do, but it's doing it. It's definitely doing it. I think with enough practice, you could run some very fast laps sideways in this thing. Whoops. Didn't quite want to rotate there. That time it rotated a bit much, but a reverse entry is always cool, so why not? Do a 360. Just for good measure. Those are all the people that didn't slide while doing it. Should we do a flying lap? Let's do a flying lap, just for shits. We'll try to minimize our slides, and also learn to speak English. Surprisingly, the torque is just immense. Which makes this really fun to use, despite its, well, its fucking girth, really. Went down a gear for that one. Oh, I did it again. Keep fucking doing it. Imagine this is slower than my drift lap, just because of that. Definitely feels slower. Not used to the power band on this thing too much. Yeah, I'm definitely felt slower. Hang on, let's see. 'Cause it may not have been. Yeah, it was definitely slower by about 2 seconds. So you can drift and be quick. So that proves that. Not that there really was too much doubt about it. It's very much car dependent. In the case of rain and snow runs, in some cases. Excuse me. Drifting actually is faster, depending on the surface. If it's just, you know, puddles here and there, it might throw you for a loop, but if it's like a long sheet of snow, like on one of the Norway tracks, then, you know, it's not as, well, it's a little bit more conducive to that. It all depends. It also depends on what car you're using. I was hoping to do a few more challenges today. To be honest, I'm looking at the clock now, and it doesn't look like it'll be possible tonight. That said, we've managed to showcase the rest of the skins. I've proved that drifting the trucks is faster than actually driving them properly, which kind of surprised me too. I thought for sure a flying lap, which is why I called it that, would actually be faster than the one that I did sliding the Kamaz in the first place. But I've proved myself wrong in the process. C'est la vie. But anyways, it's been fun as hell. It's good to get back in this game again. It's good to start streaming a bit more frequently. I'll try to be better about it. Maybe post a schedule in the near future. Again, thanks for coming out and watching. Thanks to people who'll be watching this again later. Big ups to all of you. And I'm looking forward to do a lot more of these in the future. Thanks again.